Hello and
So,
welcome to Car Central, and let's get on with this week's news.
so, the first news story this week comes from China. BYD sub brand Yang Mang has created a new U9. This car earlier was jumping grounds, and now they have broken the land speed record. And they clocked 308.4 miles per hour, breaking Bugatti's record at 304 miles per hour. So four electric
Hmm.
motors, nearly 3,000 horsepower. So it also broke the Nürburgring lap record for the fastest electric vehicle, breaking the record of the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. Pricing has not been revealed yet, but we think that it will cost 10 times lesser than the Bugatti still. So
Probably $350,000.
probably $350,000 rather than $3.5 million. But we don't know the pricing yet. We are just assuming what this will be priced at. So
But the headline number is actually not the speed, but the horsepower figure. It's 3,000,
it's
almost hitting 3,000 horsepower.
almost hitting 3,000 horsepower. This
2,978.
is this is nearly I think it's double or triple the horsepower that this U9 was initially launched with. So this special version will be only limited to 30 units. Uh,
It is almost double because the first U9 was around 1,500 and this is 3,000. So
limited
again, to put it into perspective, it would be 10 GR Corolla engines worth of horsepower.
why the
One,
point of measurement is a GR car.
I like that car.
Fair, fair. So the next news is again coming from China, and, and somebody is ejectocito causing their battery packs into the oncoming traffic. According to Chinese reports, the system works in the same way as an airbag, and it shoots the battery pack out of the car. We are not sure where the battery pack will be shot, if it will be into the oncoming traffic or into pedestrians. uh, it's a crazy idea. Basically, if the car detects that a cell is on fire, it will eject the battery pack out of your car.
They are not completely solving the problem. They are pushing it to someone else, which is the pedestrians and the oncoming traffic, maybe.
Yeah, and they'll anyway will have to extinguish the fire still, which was the toughest part of extinguishing the battery pack. That firefighters were having troubles extinguishing the fires created by a battery pack.
Yeah. Then moving on, Nissan has launched the new Sentra, and right off the bat, I'm gonna say I like it more than the Civic.
How can you like it
I
more
like
than the
the way
Civic?
only the way it looks. I like the way it looks more than the Civic.
It takes inspiration from the Aria concept. They have added a light bar like all manufacturers are doing, but it's a facelift. It's not a new model generation. I don't think it looks better than the Civic, but to each their own. Drivetrain is the same as the old car. Same 2-liter
Yeah,
naturally aspirated inline 4, 150 bhp. Front wheel drive,
yeah.
infamous CVT transmission by Nissan. I think they should have launched the 1.5 liter turbo with this car and called it the Nissan Sentra Nisbo or something, and that would have been better. uh,
But
Prices have not been revealed yet, but it should be around the same as before. I think this would be a good rental car for the Americans.
uh, yeah, what does the 1.5 liter put out?
I think 201
Uh,
bhp.
that's still not Type R territory, so that it's not an Ismo then.
Nissan is already struggling with a lot. I think anything that can get them sales should work at this
Yeah.
point. Lamborghini has a new boat. Again.
Again.
This one spans
But this
100.
one,
This
Yeah, this
one,
one is bigger than the last one.
this one is bigger than the last one. Again, it's a competition for some reason. It's inspired by the Temerario and the new
Mm.
special edition Fenomeno, one of one
Mm.
thing, 101 feet. Uh, it's created by Noma Yachts.
We are not boat nerds, but this is probably going to be bought by one billionaire to match his Temerario.
Not the Temerario, the new Fenomeno. Please, because I don't know how to
Yeah.
pronounce. And
Yeah.
we have the Mercedes Maybach V12 edition. It's based on the S680. It already had a V12 engine. So I don't know what point does it make, but it has gold accents all round, 24 karat gold emblems, so we know who they'll sell it to. It will mostly be people in the Middle East and China.
Yeah.
It has a two-tone exterior paint job, which is all my bags do have that. Obsidian black metallic and manufacturer polymetallic. Manufacturer's polymetallic is one of my favorite colors in the manufacturer lineup, and it has the right interior color as well. Manufacturer saddle brown, which is not as light as cognac and not as dark as brown. It's one of the better interior colors. But my concern is that this car will get a 1 of 50 badge. For a car this expensive, I think they should just write the production number and make an effort to add that specific production number on the car.
Don't you think they should have given it the hyperscreen treatment from the EQS? Because this
I
is a Maybach, it's not the general S class.
I think the new facelift S class will have it anyway. This is probably the last hurrah to the current S class. The hyper screen doesn't really make sense in a Maybach because the owners are anyway sitting behind on the back seat. So and nobody likes the hyper screen, I think. Moving
Yeah,
on to good
I mean,
news
I just,
though.
yes.
Porsche is going back to combustion engines. So everyone called it way back. Porsche is backtracking on its EV plans. Their K1 SUV will be combustion powered, as opposed to an electric drivetrain that was being considered before. But the good news is that the Cayman and Boxster will also get an IC powertrain. Uh,
Hmm.
but that is, I think, in the top variants, as sources have suggested. What do you think about it?
So only so only in the GT4 RS and the Spider RS, you mean?
It could be the GT4 and the GT4 RS, which I think it would anyway be. But I think the base Cayman and Boxster will come with the electric drivetrain, and that will replace the four-cylinder turbo that it previously had. And then there will be something like a GTS model, which would have an IC powertrain. The thing is, I don't know if what they would consider as a base model because the EVs are expensive. So the base model will cost as much as the IC powertrain. So there's a weird model lineup in Porsche's already weird model lineup, as to where this will be placed. But everyone called it.
Hmm.
Porsche's electric vehicles are not doing well. The new Macan EV is not selling as much as they hoped it would. They have backtracked on the Cayenne
Anyone who is
EV.
anyone who is buying these cars is doing it to get a allotment of the 911s or maybe the more expensive Porsches.
Yes, that could be. That is a thing. People who want special Porsches are buying these cars, but in they have seen a steady decline in their sales. In terms of regular people who would have bought an ice Macan or a Cayenne, they are also not choosing to buy an all electric version. And we have seen Taycan sitting in their inventory for years without selling,
Hmm.
and they also are very poor with resale value. Uh, the concerning point for Porsche here is that their shares have plummeted around 9.3%, causing a
Yeah,
$2.1 billion loss. Uh, that
they were
might
also taken. They were
this
also taken out from the blue cap. Sorry, the topmost bracket of German companies, and they were demoted from that on the stock
exactly
market.
it happened because Porsche 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 investors realize that the company is not moving forward with its EV plans and it's hurting the company quite badly. But I think that is there is somewhere we can find good in it, that
Hmm.
the enthusiast cars will still remain with a gas engine. So the consequence of Porsche not going fully electric is that Bentley is also not going fully electric, and they have extended their EV plans to 2035. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
we all know that Bentley shares its platform with Audi and Porsche, and they will still have an EV in their lineup, but they will not go fully EV and still have combustion cars. Maybe more hybrids will come along the way, and they have
I
extended
mean,
their.
for Bentley, it doesn't really matter. They can do it. They have a very small product lineup. But I guess Porsche,
It makes sense with Bentley
because
because Bentley is considered a luxury brand in the sense that all luxury brands do have a point that they need to make the car quieter and don't need a combustion engine. Uh, but again, as Bentley CEO himself stated, that it is because Audi and Porsche are pulling back on their EV plans that they also have to pull back on their EV plans.
yeah. I mean, there wouldn't be a platform to work on until Porsche and Audi builds one.
Uh,
Yeah. So yeah, moving on to a news which should not have been a news in the first place. Suzuki has a new logo.
Suzuki has a
It's
new logo.
flatter. Yeah,
Suzuki
it's
has just
flatter.
flattened their logo.
Yeah, it's flatter. That's it.
That's it. They are good.
It's the trend. It's the trend. Audi flattened
Audi
their
flattened their
logo.
logo. I think
Yeah,
it's the right move. Another company who moves towards minimalism. But
yeah,
finally, some news from Suzuki's stable.
yeah. Mm. In another insignificant news from Acura, they have killed the ZDX. I don't even know who bought that car. But yeah, this has happened because the Acura GM joint venture is over. They don't have a platform for the ZDX anymore, or rather, GM, the agreement failed. Yeah, mm,
I think
that's it.
I think the ZDX will go down as one of those cars that nobody cared about in the first place. I don't think even if I see it 10 years down later down the line, I would be very excited to see. It just existed for one model year. Everyone who needed to buy an EV of that size just bought the GM version of it.
Yeah,
Talking about another discontinued product, Jeep has discontinued the Gladiator 4XE. I don't know why they did that. I think the 4XE variants were quite popular with Jeep buyers. I think I read a stat where 37% of Wrangler buyers were buying the hybrid variations, and those cars are quite popular even though they have quite a bit of problems, but they have been popular uh, in terms of sales. But Jeep is obviously cutting costs. Stellantis is still bleeding money, so they are rearranging a lot of things. uh, there may be a V8 engine coming back to the Gladiator. Uh, Jeep says that they are considering new drivetrain options. So we think that it would be the Hemi V8. I would love if they can bring the diesel back to the Gladiator, but I don't think they'll go back to the diesel. There is a new color though. It's they have discontinued the pink and they have they have brought back the plum purple color that was so popular in Jeep's lineup. So that's some good news.
In another good news, BMW is going to keep its sedans and wagons alive.
That's really good
It
news.
is said that it is said that the sedans are quite popular, and the country has a newfound love for station wagons. They might finally launch the M3 wagon in the USA. They will also tone down the design with its neue Klasse language, which I did not really like. You
I
say you liked
I
it.
actually like the now
Great
class
design.
design. I think it looks, the grill is not that big anymore and it looks quite nice. BMW has said that they will go to smaller grills.
The current the current generation M3 and M4 grills had grown on me. I really liked them. Mm, they were narrow, but they were big, but they were narrow, just like the older BMW cars. But anyway, it's design,
Nobody
its
will
perspective.
agree with you on this.
Mm, they say smaller kidney grills work towards more timeless design, but I think design should evolve.
That's one way to put it. They have also showcased the new generation of the X5, which will feature the now Class A design language.
Mm.
I think it looks quite nice. It looks like the body of it has a lot of bulk, but we'll have to wait and see. I hope they keep the split tailgate still on the new X5.
Mm. Let's move on to Mercedes then. Mercedes is considering replacing the A class with a cheaper SUV. They earlier planned to keep the CLA as their lowest entry point into Mercedes, but considering the current sales pattern, they realized that they need a cheaper car, and so they are chasing volume with this one, and they would be targeting a more younger and a slightly, um, let's say, not very rich customer with this.
This is going to be another GLA, which is marketed as a cheaper GLA.
GLA was
Mercedes,
already very.
exactly, and I don't like the new A class. Whatever they have done with the new entry level models, I think that they have really made everything look like their EV versions. So everything is, even the design language is rotating around the EQ models. Uh,
Yes.
and
And one thing I hate the most is when they put lights in the grills.
that is something that Mercedes thinks that people actually want. Even BMW puts lights in the grills, but at least it's on the borders of the grills and it's not a whole
Mm.
grill shining in your face. I think Mercedes
Mm.
takes things to another level, but sometimes it's just too much.
Mm.
Uh, Another resto mod company has popped up. Uh, Velvet Motorworks is has created a resto mod of the Range Rover, but they have created a resto mod of the L322 Range Rover. This was the, I would say, the early 2000s Range Rover. Uh, uh, Funny thing, these are one of the cheapest Range Rovers in the market. So I think whoever the brain behind this is actually quite intelligent, that they are creating. They'll get all these cars which are non-functional, and they'll just get good cars all around for so cheap. These cars are, they go for nothing. I hope they fix the air suspension issues with this one. But the front looks like an older Range Rover. The rear looks like an L322, and they'll upgrade the engine to the 4-liter supercharged V8 engine from JLR. And as with all resto models, they'll give it custom bespoke interiors, and everyone will have their own bespoke models. Nothing new in the restaurant world, but I think this should be one of the cheaper restaurants. The photos are interesting. They are still 3D renders, but this looks promising. And the company comes from Estonia, so that's
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, I think he's gonna buy all the scrap Range Rovers and then just
Just create a
fix
restaurant
them
out
up.
of the
Yeah,
one of the cheapest vehicles on the market.
yeah.
Right, moving
I think
on.
it's not a good business.
We have a new GR Corolla for 2026 model
Big
year.
change,
Very big
big
changes.
changes, big changes.
Very big changes. So we have
It's not a,
additional intake. We have more glue in the car.
oh,
We have fake sound and a new JBL sound system.
nice. Adding on to the more glue, it also has bigger bolts on its frames.
So the Corolla is one of my favorite cars in Toyota's lineup. The GR
My favorite
Corollas.
cars.
I was
Yeah.
expecting them to launch the more sportier version of it, but I guess we'll have to do with the update only. The fake sounds would be interesting. I think the three-cylinder sounds nice anyway, and it doesn't need fake
And
sounds.
and you know what is going to be next with from Toyota?
What?
A new GR Yaris with more glue and additional intake
And that will come,
and a new sound system.
and that will come in a few days. But we have predicted it before. Another interesting news coming from China. They are planning to mandate door handles on cars. So every car mm, will need to have an external handle with a mechanical release system. So this means all the cars which are having those handles which go inside the bodywork might not work anymore, and every manufacturer will have to create a specific model either for China or they'll just have to go back
Mm.
to creating door handles the way they were doing before. I actually like this change. I absolutely hate door handles which go inside the car. They never work properly. You have to wait for them to come out, and door handles just
Yeah,
work.
usually not. Yeah, usually non-intuitive because you don't know which. I mean, the action is very non-intuitive with the
Exactly.
normal door
Sometimes
handle.
it doesn't open, and sometimes you press the wrong buttons and you walk away from the car, and then they close, and then you come back, and then they open, but then they close because you did not unlock the car. So it's very. Then you have to again press the button to get it to unlock. It's very unintuitive. I know it has a few extra points when it comes to aerodynamics, but I would rather have door handles and 5 kilometers less range if that has to
Yeah.
be the case.
The next news comes from Mansuri. Mansuri has touched a Ferrari 13 Cilindri, by which I mean a forced carbon fiber body, more power, bumped up to 843 horsepower from the 800 it used to have, a whole 43 more. Louder exhausts, of course, new forged alloy wheels, and everything else stays the same. Maybe a good new interior, I guess.
Yes, all the Mansory things they have done the interior in Alcantara. I think you can customize it however you want, and Mansory will do it for you. One of the less offensive cars that Mansory has done, but it's still a little offensive. It's too much. I think it's nothing
Uh,
new from Mansory. They just do
is,
this.
is this the first Ferrari Mansuri has done?
No, no, this is not the first Ferrari that Mansory has done. For once, they have not added a spoiler to it, which I'm happy about it. Moving on, we have Ford Mustang RTR. They're calling it the Spec 5. Uh, 870 bhp, 660 pound-feet of torque, achieved by a 3-liter Whipple supercharger, all the things that RTR has been doing. But this one has a wide body. I actually quite like the looks of this one. Uh, it will cost you around $160,000, which is half the price of the GTD. But the GTD is in a league of its own. But this will also have adjustable suspension, 30-point adjustable suspension, and all the nice things, and the wheels and everything. I think you can buy individual parts as well, but the main talking point is actually the wide body, which looks quite striking. It actually looks like a, a Liberty Walk car. Ending with, did you watch this week's Formula One?
Yes, I did. Williams gets a podium.
Williams get a podium finally. Uh, fun.
I'm tired of. I am tired of all the Ferrari Williams edits that I have to watch on my Instagram.
It's a sad day.
Not the Ferrari Williams, Ferrari Science edits.
I get it. It's a sad day to be a Ferrari fan. It's a sad season to be a Ferrari fan. Honestly.
And the Lewis Hamilton fan.
Anna Lewis Hamilton fan, right? It's we have not seen what we expected from Ferrari this season, but it's totally fine. But I'm happy that Carlos Sainz got a podium for Williams. That was amazing. Everyone somehow had an affinity to the wall this time in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, in the qualifying.
Then the most interesting news was a cat named Ferrari. Uh, and then another Ferrari. And then another interesting news again. The most interesting news coming out from Ferrari was that Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz were stuck in a storm, and then they rented a van together.
Yeah.
And
A side quest.
A side quest, and they had to drive back to Monaco in a van. That was actually the highlight for me from the Baku Grand Prix. Interesting race this weekend. Quite an interesting race this weekend. From the regular old boring one team winning everything.
Yeah, I mean, Verstappen still won.
But Verstappen still won, but McLaren didn't come in one of the podiums.
But one must appreciate that guy. He's a great driver.
He is a great driver. It's as much hate he gets, but everyone has to agree that he's a good driver.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this week's news. We'll meet you next week, and we'll see what other content we can bring in between the week to you.